Arms up in the air. Let's jump. Get the energy up. Little ones, toe raises. That's all you get. Arms up then, just do the arms. Do what you can. Good job. Now we'll do side to side. We had the old guys doing this. They were the ones bringing it up. Now forward and backwards. Little ones, arms forward and backwards if you can't do your feet. All right, we're gonna do arm circles. Backwards, change directions. Forward to backwards. Watch out for your neighbors. Rotate. Switch directions. Just kidding. All right, next one, hands on your knees. Circles. Other direction. All right, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're gonna do our MAPS test. You'll see the 4 MAPS, mobility, length, pain, stability. First one's gonna be a squat and arms overhead. So a 90-degree squat down here, 90-degree angle with our knees. And then if we can't do that, we get no point. 0. Okay? That's where you're at now. Okay? Arms up overhead. If you can bring them behind your ears and your elbows are straight, you can pass and get the point. Okay? Next one's gonna be alignment. We're all gonna do posture. Then pain, you're just gonna ask the group, do you have any pain in the last 3 to 6 months? And the last one's gonna be the squat on the ground. Okay? So the first one we're gonna do is we're gonna break up into groups. So I'm gonna take this group of 4, 5 even, come on over. I'm gonna use you guys as my first group. So we're gonna do the test. We're gonna start off. Some won't be able to do it, like straight up. We don't get down on them. We just know where we're at now. So we're gonna do this test today. We're gonna do a squat and just do what you can. So your toes straight ahead, squat down, go to 90 degrees and come up. We'll do one at a time. So everybody just watch Brad. So we see his ankle come up on this side. Good. You got down quite a dang ways. Good job. So your distance was awesome. So your heel's coming up on this side. So I still have to fail it, but you did a great job, okay? So we just know where he's at right now. So it's ankle mobility, weakness in this hip that's causing him to be able to cause that shift. Sometimes you'll see a toe turned out. Look at his foot. His right foot's turned out, okay? You watch the Ready Mix guys, they'll stand with their right foot turned out, right foot turned out, and it's common across this entire company, okay? So what happens is the muscles get tight in our hip and cause that. So we're looking at that right now. So we know that's one test. We raise arms up overhead. And are arms bent, yes or yes, okay? Arms up. So arms can't come up to the ears and can't get them straight behind the ears. So it's just where he's at right now. So no points on this one. Your turn. Toes straight ahead, do your squat. Come here. Get up. High five. So do not push yourself through pain, okay? Just go up to it. So next one, arms up overhead. Another high five. Wow. We're done. Class is over. I'm just kidding. Your turn. So toes turned out quite a bit. Great on your depth of squat, okay? So turning the toe out allows the knee to start getting wiped out. When you pronate your foot, you start hurting your knee, tweaks your hip on this side, causes a bunch of low back pain as well. Not saying that you have it, but I'm saying that this is those early warning signs. Oklahoma's calling you, right? So then we do arm movements. Do you see how he rocked backwards? It's really important to watch these things. So bring them up to your ears. So arms bend. So right now, it is pretty good, but it's not a pass of the test, okay? So shoulder mobility is important. When we start leaning forward, everybody do this. Lean forward, bad posture, and then raise your arms up overhead. This is about as far as we get, right? When you're hunched forward. It puts your scapula or your shoulder joints in a bad position. So we talked about anterior head carriage when you rocked backwards. So you tipped your scapula backwards to be able to get your arms up as high as you can, right? So then we start doing jobs overhead and leaning our back backwards, putting an abnormal load on our back because our shoulders can't do the job. Your turn. Squat time. A little bit deeper. Really good on everything else, yeah. Okay, so watch on this one. So from the front, we're looking at the knees going down, his heels on the ground, and nothing's tipping in, and his toes aren't turned out. So that's a win. Good job. Arms up overhead. Pretty dang good. High five again. You're up. Squat. Good. Your heels came up. Can you keep them down? So just when you did that, your knees started rocking back and forth. So your glutes are inhibited. They're weaker. So when you start digging into them today, they're probably going to be super tender. Okay? You're going to love it. Arms up overhead. This one's bent. Can you straighten your right one? Is there, okay, now bring it back. Good. Okay, win. High five. So only failed squat past shoulders. Okay? So we know you have a score. You got one, but not, or you failed this one, but you passed this one. Okay, but you get 0 points. Okay? The harder part is you as a group, because we're a family and a company, you're only as good as the people in your group, right? So right now we don't have any scores for mobility. Need to check posture, and then we're going to do the squat on this as well. We have our posture, so we're going to start here, looking straight at me. Not leaning off to one side, looks good. Turn 90 degrees either way. So when I do this, I go off the ankle, the knee, the hips, the shoulder, and ears. So she's about 1/2 inch forward. So forward head, maybe no, I'm looking at it a little more. There's 1.5 inches. You're young enough. I want you to get your posture picture today, okay? Okay, there's hope for you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so posture from the front. Go and let's start off. So right between the feet, come up through the pelvis, up through the chest, and up through the center. So I'm going to stand back just a little bit to look at you. And what I'm looking at is going to be both fingers, if they're lower, if they're shift off to the side. Overall, you're pretty straight up and down. The only thing that I'm seeing, I'm going to put my hands on you. Your love handle's a little bit, it's like a different size on both sides. So it's not bad at all, okay? But it's just, there's something structurally inside your low back. So turn this way, 90 degrees. So we have ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and we know he has the anterior head carriage from the posture picture, okay? So we're gonna do yours now. Stand what you feel is normal. Arms down, good. Shoulders, your right shoulder's low, but overall centered pretty well. Turn 90 degrees. Turn your toes straight ahead. To do the toes straight ahead, you shifted your bottom quite a ways forward. So it's putting a shift forward. And so when I do this right now, it's bent knees, pelvis forward, mid back back, and then he's pretty in line with his maybe a 1/2 inch forward, but he's doing this postural distortion this way, okay? So pass front, fail back from the side, okay? Your turn. Center, 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 center. The only thing you do is tilt your head. Turn 90 degrees. So we go ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and then he really pushes his shoulders and chest forward and his head forward. So we can see his shoulder and his ear is in alignment, but his alignment is back here, so these two are off. So we know that you're off by 1/2, 3/4 of an inch, something like that, maybe a little more. Okay, Brad, stand straight ahead. So standing straight ahead, arms spaces, yep, just let him relax. The only thing you're doing is rotating. So this shoulder is leaning forward. And otherwise, your arms, I can't tell if it's your elbow or what, but you're shifted over just a little bit. Okay? Turn 90 degrees. So you go ankle, knees, shoulders, hips, shoulders. See how far this shoulder is? Everybody, if you want to come take a look, you'll see how far he holds that shoulder forward and then head both forward. Okay? So now we've done posture. Have you had pain in the last 6 months? Have you had pain in the last 6 months? Neck, low back. Have you had pain?
Neck, hips.
Okay. Okay. So we know where we're at for prevalence of it. We have 4 out of 5 people with something going on. The things you learned today are going to help with that. Okay? It's things that you can do every single day. So then we have our next test is going to be sit on the floor and stand up with no hands is the goal, but we're going to do it with just what you can do. Okay? So I want you to go ahead and take and do a squat. You're going to shoot for that squat with your legs closed or crossed if you want, or you can just squat down and put a hand on the floor. It's just where you're at. Don't push yourself.
I can start to sit down, but I fall down.
Yep.
Like this?
Yep.
And then go down. Just like that.
Okay.
And back up.
Getting back up. This is the hard part, right? When you fall, that's a loss of control in the last part, so just grab a hand. Whoa! So we just have one movement that's abnormal, but other than that, you did a good job. Okay? Tends to be maybe knee mobility or hip mobility, one of the two things. Hips. Okay? Your turn. Go, Lonnie, go. Use the hands. Okay? Got one. And then come back up. One. Here comes another. Good job. Thank you. Go ahead. One. Nice. That was pretty fluid. Okay. Got 2 contact points and watch the knees, right? Get sore. Don't go crazy. Got it? Just do it without pushing yourself. You are going to do it. Woo, everybody give him a clap. Woo! All right. Let's go, stud. Use the hand. 1 contact point. Good job. So then Brad, I'm not going to take and push him too hard, just what he's comfortable with.
Okay. I'm going to try it.
You going to try it? 1, 2. Okay, just 1. 1, 2. Put the other hand down. And then the other hand. Okay, so we got 3 contact points. Good job. Then I got in your way.
That's all right.
Okay. So 3 contact points. So that's where you're at now. It's important to know where you're at. And as you get more mobile, or you stay where you're at and not get worse.